Derek, I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna take the earplugs out that I sleep with. Okay. Yeah, it's dark. It's about 5:45 is the last time I checked the clock. About 5:40 I might have woke. I have night terrors. And as I've explained it, they are, my dreams seem more real than reality of what I wake up to. And I had one just now, and it warmed my heart. Although, you know, looking at it now, it's not so real, but it was. I was a kid at school. I guess some of the same fears and anxiety, and you know, not to be anywhere racist or anything, but there was a number of stereotypical black kids or something, you know, and love them, man, love them. You know, but just that stereotypical thing, you know, but it was real, like that real society problem where kids are trying to be tough and get something, you know, and a group of one kid's kind of being tough with a group of other kids, kind of roughhousing with them and stuff. And, it'll go black here. There it goes again. This is a notice. But yeah, and you know, back and forth, and you can kind of see them watching because, you know, I'm a listener in at that point, listening to what's going on. And you know, by my feelings, I was a young kid, like around their age. Kind of keeping quiet, keeping silent, don't speak, kind of unless spoken to, you know. And I just have to use the washroom, so I'm in the washroom. I'm in the urinal, you know, doing my thing. And in the next stall, you know, you kind of wonder if something's going to go down because they're trying to keep it private. But, you know, two kids go into a toilet stall, and you kind of hear them talking back and forth, and one trying to set the other straight, which is kind of a gang thing, right? You know, and you kind of hearing in on it. Oops. You know, and you wonder if it's going to get roughed up, what's going to go down. You know, even if it doesn't go down there, something might go down up the road, and they're just trying to manipulate them into doing their will, whatever that might be. And in this instance, it was selling drugs and stuff, and so they kind of step out, and they see me, and they know that I listened in, you know, on some of it, and it was kind of like turning around and asking me if, you know, if you'd ever drink, ever sell drugs, and then he was trying to influence me and stuff like that, and I'm like, all of a sudden I turn into this the 40-some-year-old man that I am now, that I walked across Canada, you know. Of course, you never see yourself in a dream, but, you know, you kind of snapped, and there you are. You have all the answers. Like, you know, went from a point where I can't say anything, I can't do anything, to, you know, here I am with all the answers. And man, I talked, and the kid you know, the reasons why I wouldn't, and stuff that were solid and smooth and talking away. I can't remember the words I said in my dream, man, but it was solid, you know. And then I told him what I'd done, and then some of the girls that were there listening in. This was outside the washroom now, right? Heading towards a security stall is what I was about to walk through. I've never seen a security stall at all, you know, like a turnbuckle or something, right? I guess what they might have in the States at some schools. And check guns and stuff. It seemed like something like that, like a scanner, and then you have like a little turnbuckle stall that you push through, something like you'd see, I guess, in a subway in the States or something. But yeah, you know, that's what they were. I was, you know, came across an altercation. Excuse me. And the girls are asking me this and that, and, you know, I'm sure a lot of them had run-ins with the police, whatever kind of thing too. Because one of them asked me, "You ever have a police escort?" You know, and I said I had a few towns and communities and stuff. But, you know, there's a lot of times I was just alone. You know, and she's like, "That must be depressing." You know, I was like, "Well, you know, alone or not, you just went on, you moved on, you pushed on, you know." But on their faces, and that's what I remember the dream the most, is that change, that flip. You know, this guy that was just given the authority to these kids, you know, being a leader to these kids, leading them into darkness and evil and bad stuff. You know, there was he stepped off, he stepped down from this alpha role. You know, these girls looking in their eyes, like, you know, this is what they respect. You know, and there ain't nothing that could alter that. Like, this young alpha leader, nothing, you know, he wouldn't speak because he knew he'd be thrown down just with what I was saying. And these girls had a mentor, and the boys had a mentor. You know, they don't have to do that. They don't have to act a certain way or be a certain way. It just humbled them. As much as when I was on the road, I was humbled. You know, I didn't feel more or less. I just kind of felt equal as some of these stories and the people I met. You know, they came along the way. You know, that's why my theme, and I'll say it again, the more we move others. But you know, as I'm saying that, as my story's ended, I'm falling out of the reality of it. You know, into this thing that I wake up is absolute darkness, absolute alone. I'm not able to do what I want to be doing. I want to be out there. You know, I couldn't explain that dream to you, and because the dream just kind of fizzles and fades away. But boy, when it's going on, it was absolutely real. Like, and if I could tell the words, you'd be like, "Whoa," you know, drop the jaw. Yeah, as soon as I woke, like those girls, a couple of girls' faces, man, they were real. They're right there. I want to talk more to them. I want to talk more to those boys. You know, I had so much more to say, and that's what I'm waking up to. I want to be on my road. I want to be out there. I don't want to wake up to this darkness every night and have night terrors. You know, what I went through over the last, it's what, 14, 15 months. You know, even while I was on the road, having to deal with what I'm dealing with. You know, I don't want that. You know, I want to be I want to be going into those schools and talking. That was oh, my Lord, it was just so, the things I said to kids and children, and the inspiration. If I would have went all the way across Canada to run, you know, it just changed their beliefs so much and so strongly. You know, I say, if you reach a child that can remember, you'll have an adult that won't forget. It's so troubling. Like here in this dream, I know I changed these kids' point of view. And then it was just a dream. I wake up to this nightmare, this reality that everything I dream about is just a dream, and everything that's real doesn't seem real either. I'd love to talk about what's going on, but you know, I can't even. I can only talk about what I just dreamt, not even what's really going on with me. It's tough, man. It's tough. But you know, I'm not going back to sleep. Usually these happen like, and I thought it was when I woke 2, 3 in the morning. This morning it was, as I said, 5:40, about there, 5:45. I get up at 6:13. That's when my clock is set. I'm not going back to sleep, so that's what we'll wake up to today. My God, if there's any way I could get back out there, Jesus, at least get going talking in schools. Like, I do that every single day. So that's what I said too when it came to the ambassador program with Rick Hansen. Every single day, I would love to do it. I mean, just Nova Scotia alone, I figured out there was 400 schools, over 400 schools. I mean, that would take you more than a year. You know, I got a lot to say. Maybe I never said it right here. You know, of course, you know, I'm doing it just waking up from a groggy, wonderful little dream. Horrible dream too, you know, like I felt, you know, the kids that were being pushed around and, you know, waiting for the right time to jump in there without causing more trouble than good. And then I did. You know, once he engaged me, I engaged him. You know, he was trying to knock me down, and, you know, I turned around and didn't knock him down. I built him up. Not by, you know, shooting him down, but just kind of saying, this is what you can do. This is how to do it. And the nightmare is, I wake up, and I can't do it. You know, part of the nightmare is, you know, I was told when I was their age. Now, I'll say that because I think these kids are probably 16, 17. When I was told at 16, 17, I'd be crippling up. This is after my leg injury at 15. I'd be crippling up probably starting in my 30s. You know, in my 30s, I walked across, 35, I started walking across Canada. 35, I walked across Canada. A couple of years later, biked across Canada. And back. 36,000 or 26,000 kilometers over. Here I am at 47, well, what, last year, 46. Ran around Nova Scotia before I had to stop. You know, not that I was crippled up. Something entirely different. Something entirely just horrible. And not because I was crippling up. Not because I was crippling up. Right there, there you are. Hey, not because I was crippling up. But I'm crippled up now. Prevented. Restricted. Can't do it. I gotta move. Oh, hi. Sorry, geez, I'm just trying to readjust my hand here, sorry. But yeah, I gotta move. It's pretty bright though. Why did that turn so bright? Wow, that's amazing. I gotta move. I mean, physically, I gotta keep moving, or I would cripple up. Last night, you're just trying to stand. I am crippling up now physically. After I got home and I lay and I rested, and I, to crawl to a wall is what I had to do. Is actually crawl to the wall and walk it with my hands to stand. Walk it with my hands to stand. That's what I had to do. But I stood and I haven't worked out for a while, so I guess Saturday I did a little workout, Sunday a little bit, and Monday I'm trying to work it in, and I did. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. But I managed to exercise. It's just funny in my head. I'm still thinking of all those kids I just had a dream with, and I'm hoping they're okay. But they're they're not real. But I know they're really out there. These kids that are going through that kind of stuff. Stuff, this unnecessary stuff. But anyways, for me, what was necessary is the physicality. When I was their age, yeah, I sit back and observe everybody. That's what I did, because I had to physically come up with my own physiotherapy and means of keeping myself, try to get myself back. From almost losing a leg, a couple of years later, a few years later, playing rugby, running on the field, being a runner, of all things. That was a huge accomplishment that you could only do with full focus, and that's what I did. Full focus on getting back. In my backyard, I would invent. I didn't have the money, but I would invent and create cheap ways to exercise. Coming up with pulley systems. Yeah, I put up a pulley system. Found a cable at a hardware store, and one of those U-joints kind of things, and at the end, I wish I could do this with two hands, but at the other, I want taking the cable and locking it down with nuts and bolts, and put that through a pulley and exercise that way, and buying a cheap exercise bench, and what else? Jeez, double-ended striking ball. It was taking taekwondo, boxing, gymnastics, and it was more, the boxing I didn't like so much. I didn't like getting hit, and I didn't like hitting people. So I kind of quit that to go gymnastics full on, because I didn't have to hit anybody except the floor and try to hit that vault. And I tried, I tried. But those mentors that I I had mentor I want to be. Like, they meant so much to me. Just like the kids in the dream. I know the words, even simple words, they stick with a kid. Like when I was running for that vault there, and oh, I don't know, must have been 18 myself. So, going through the last days of high school. I had to spend an extra year after that, so it was probably about 18. But running for that vault, and he's wanted me to do something that I at that time physically wasn't able to. You know, it was a belief system that you know, when turning to the kids, you know, the kids I believed in, the kids that I seen do stuff, you know, I knew that I wasn't up to their level. I wasn't physically capable. I had a busted leg. You know, there's no way I'd ever be able to do what they were doing. And I said to the kids, like, I can't do that. And then Tony's voice, an angry voice. Who's cursing in my gym? You know, I think in my dream last night I heard a few curse words. Kids trying to intimidate other kids. But in that gym, that gymnasium, you know, when I was 18, I'm like, who cursed? I look around, oh, you know, Tony doesn't like to hear that. I hear what? This is Trevor, it was you, or you're the one cursing over there. I'm like, I would think to myself, I don't curse that much. I don't remember me saying a curse word. Sorry I'm blocking this, I just got to change my arm. But yeah, he was mad, man. He was mad. Comes over, like, really mad. He says, if I hear cursing like that, you know, I don't want to hear cursing like that in the gym. I'm thinking, I'm about to get kicked out of the gym for saying something I didn't say. Like, what's going on? And he says, yeah, you cursed all right. He says, you said can't. I'm like, what, I did? Yeah, can't. Can't is the worst curse word you can say. And if you say it one more time, or any curse word in this gym, you owe me 25 cents. So I didn't curse after that. You know, I remember going across Canada. I remember going across Canada. You know, and I remember that story. You know, when I thought, no, I can't do this. I'm not strong enough. I'm not capable enough. This, you know, this is going to end me. This isn't going to end well. I remember that, and I put that can't behind me. I put it behind me. I made it right across Canada. I'm sorry, that story, it never ended this way, like I'm thinking right now. I mean, that was the reality of my life. You know, learning that can't is that worst curse word. I'm being cursed now. I'm being told I can't. I'm waiting for the moment when they say you can. You know, you could do what you want to do now, Trevor. It's okay. You know, I'm waiting for those words. Right now it's can't. And you know, I'm still got that instinct where I'm pushing through. Like, I know what I can do. You know, it might be a lot harder. No, it didn't. I just hope it wasn't interrupting, but what I was going to say is, you know, I know I can. Like, you can't see it here in the dark, right here in my heart. You can see it? It's over down there. This is where my heart is. In my heart, I know I can. In the dreams I have at night, I know I can. You know, the dream I woke up to, I can, and you know, those are the reasons why. You know, I don't want money. I don't want anything like that. It's so much more valuable to the people you meet. It's so valuable that I meet these people, and, you know, to see that my actions have worth, and then to hear from people like Tony in my life, or thousands of people I met on the road out there, oops, sorry. Yeah, thousands of people I met on the road, that each one inspired me with their words and pushed me on. Like even the saying, the more we move others. Just by the actions of a woman crossing a road who was coming back from a friend who had cancer in Edmonton Hospital. Yeah, that's my rambling anyways, early in the morning. I can't believe like I'm waking up to this. But yeah, it was pretty rough in that dream. You know, feeling like you can't say anything, like you make things worse, and then you're finally engaged, and you know, I was a kid at that point. I was the kid, and then all of a sudden he engaged me, and all of a sudden I was the man, and I stood up. I'm like, this is who I am. This is what I've created. Your words can't penetrate me, is the way I kind of felt, you know, in this dream. And you know, I wake up and it's the opposite. The opposite. But in that dream, man, it's, you know, my words did not harm. They just did good. Like even while I was speaking, I wasn't shooting them down. I did it respectfully. This is the way things are, and you know it. You know, it's not what I said, but he knew it. He turned his fictional belief in the way things should go, set him straight, and then seeing the influence that my words had on the ones he wants to influence the most in the long run, you know, to be Mr. Cool, Mr. Alpha, these girls. Show him how to be what a man was. Show the world, the girls, what a man was. That those girls would look and say, if he ain't, this guy ain't talking the way at that time I was talking, without maturity and reflection, he wasn't a man. So as much as this kid was trying to be a man about his school, he wasn't a man until he started talking like the way I was talking. So I changed that kid, show him what a man's really about. I changed those girls' point of view, show them what a man's really about. Show them what a person's really about. Don't go chasing that guy until that guy is chasing more than just everybody around the school trying to be Mr. Hotshot, trying to own everyone. You know. I barely own a thing right now. I just wanna, sorry, I gotta change my arm again. It's hard to hold the phone from, sorry, it blocks the camera when I do that. It's so, what do I want to say now? I don't know, what a thing to wake up to. For me, barely being able to stand last night after work, to knowing I have to go in there and work my butt off like nothing, like that didn't even happen. That'll work. Once I get moving, that pain goes away. So anyways, I should get up here. I don't know if anybody will see it. I'm even gonna. I'll post this on Facebook. Maybe, it's kind of personal, but I mean, this is what's going on. Mainly for myself, at a later date, because I think that's important, just to see what I'm talking about, and if this makes any sense. I'll look at it tonight and see how things are. But I sort of want some people to know, turn a dream into a reality. I'm not waking up, man. This is it. At least right now, I think this talking it out is helping with making things, bringing things together. I don't like waking up to a nightmare when in my dreams dreams are so much closer to what my reality is. My own dreams. But this thing, I'm trying to, because I didn't intend to live in Halifax, and I didn't intend to live in this apartment. I didn't intend to wake up in this darkness and in terror, thinking about what has happened to me. What could have been reality, should have been reality, is me. I would have been, I guess, in Alberta right about now, but I think by my schedule, heading towards the mountains, heading towards the west coast, and heading towards, with that 26,000 kilometers are already done, heading towards that 40,000 kilometers. I mean, to most people that doesn't seem real at all to themselves, but it was so obtainable to me. The nightmare is taking over now and turn that dream into something that just doesn't seem obtainable. And I'm hoping someday it is. Then how do you turn this nightmare around? I don't know. Starting to see the light start to come through the window, if that's any symbol. The sun's coming up. Yeah. So look over there. It's getting that glow in the window. The days are growing shorter and nights are getting longer. I wake up more and more in the darkness when it used to be bright. See, symbolically, that's what I'm dealing with. But it's glowing. I don't want to be afraid today. I don't want to be in terror. Every day is terrifying. The real darkness of it is, you just want to go back to sleep. You really just want to go back to sleep. And this apartment is one of my safe zones. I feel safe. I had, too dark anyways if it's so dark, I have to turn on a light. But I had so much garbage and debris and everything else just scattered around myself. It looked like a foxhole or something. I was kind of protecting myself symbolically. A couple of weeks ago, I just kind of started clearing things out and really cleaning up the place. But as I was doing it, I had to stop halfway through because the anxiety of doing it, because I've just changed an environment and it felt really unsafe to me. And I actually had to lay down and go to sleep, just to reboot the brain, because I couldn't. And this was on the weekend, you know, a couple of weekends ago. I did that, and then I got up and I went out and finished what I was doing, and I changed the look of everything in the apartment, and it's really clean now. I kind of just this weekend kind of finished up a little bit and made things even more neater, and it looks good. But yeah, just kind of changed the environment. But boy, it's yeah, you won't believe it, just the anxiety of just doing that, and the fear was weird. Unexplainable. It sounds weird talking about it, but familiarity. But yeah, I don't want to wake up and move into that, some of the terror. And you know, last week it was that way too. You know, and trying to have to go to work, and that terror goes in there too. I just want a normal day. You know, I do put on a performance at times, and that kind of keeps people. I just want people to act and talk to me normally, and you know, at work and joke and carry on, because that helps. But I think that's what I was going to say. This right here, there's some place that I wake up to now, and now it's changed. It looks like a normal home, but this is one of my safe zones. My other safe zone is work, I feel, where I just kind of feel safe there, with that, and people acting normal towards me, and it's a normal workplace, and it seems, you know, I guess try to make it feel like it's reality. I guess I feel safe here at my apartment, but not totally, you know, because it's just a weird. This I didn't expect to be here. My other safe place is at my brother's place across the harbor. I kind of feel safe. And it's also where a lot of my anxiety I unload. So it's kind of my dumping ground. So that's good. And I will say I'm also seeing a therapist as well, to try to get through things. And so I got 2 dumping grounds, and the office is only less than 5 minutes away from me too when I have appointments, so that helps. But anyways, I'm definitely rambling on, and that was scary, man. You know, it's scary to wake up from that, and I'm like, really, that dream, it's not the dream that scares me, it's the waking up, and you're like, you want to understand that. Especially if I'm saying, you know, you don't entirely know what's going on, and I'm not exactly going to be saying what's going on with me that way, but certainly this part, you know, yes, I haven't done a lot of vlogs at all, but it's certainly maybe the longest one. I'm up to almost 40 minutes. And if anybody was watching, probably shut off by now. But yeah, it's a scary thing, and I'll every day I just kind of head out, and you know, I don't want to. I feel like I just want to stay in here today. I want to face it. I'd like to just sleep the day away. Last night, that working out, that's kind of the opposite of it, you know. I'm kind of forcing myself to do that. But I would, you know, the thought of just calling into work and staying home, put my thoughts together and rest. But you know, it's going into work, and you know, I don't know. Things I wanted to say even yesterday, the health things at work that, you know, I just kind of soldiered through. Well, I mentioned it to one person there or two. They, it's only because if things happen, I go down, then they know there were symptoms. Look at me, I'm laughing, right? Yeah, well, nothing really want to laugh about, but yeah, you know, yeah, soldier on, push through the day. Right out the other side. Like I say, was on the road, I would always say I started my day with uncertainty and ended my day with hope. And that seems to be my motivation. Even yesterday, it's like, and yesterday went by quick. Get through the day, you know, make it the most that you can. A reward is at the end of the day. Anyways, you know, the reward is you got through the day, to me. And yeah, and sometimes it's not that, you know, it's myself, and the dark side of it is some days to me my only motivation is to get through the day, get back home and be safe. A place can come back and rest and sleep, and a place can come back and dream, you know, and those dreams, you know, again, one of them that I remember is just being out there in the darkness of the road. Dark ain't that scary. I'm watching a shooting star shoot across the sky, and then, you know, I woke from that and to the reality that's unreal to me right now. And all that terror and fear comes screaming back. Anyways, it is kind of comforting, I guess. The sun's coming up, and my blinds, even I've had my blinds pretty much just solid shut out for the last year, and even at that, I've now taken the blinds and turned them up a little bit. And when I stand, when I lay down, no one can see me. When I stand up, I can look right out and see the sun. And it was nice to watch the sun strike the walls in my apartment. So, I don't know. It's kind of strange that I did that. Now I'm thinking of it, but understandably, I just safe and try to protect myself. But I'm letting the light in. I don't even know if this camera would pick up the glow if I pointed it towards the window. I'm going to try. But it's just starting to get light right now. Yeah. As you can see. As you can kind of see the blinds. See as it rises up. Let me go down to my level. Down here, those blinds, they almost shut completely. Yeah. So up. I'm not totally stood up. I'm just raising my arm. But if I stand on my feet, I can see totally out. And down. My oh my. The things I've... Oh well. I'm gonna get up. Anyways, 45 minutes. So I woke 50 minutes ago. From a dream into a nightmare. Anyways, cheers, folks. The more you move others. And even through all this darkness, I'm gonna move, and I'm gonna move towards, as I thought in my head, the light. Yeah, I'm gonna move towards the light. Anyways.